I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, on my way to go see a pair of brothers. Daniel and Kyle are 2 of 7 kids, so everyone's pitching in to surprise Dad. Kevin, the father, has a 1970 F-100 pickup truck that's apparently his pride and joy, but it's seen better days and I think been sitting for quite a while. Ford pickup trucks are one of the most popular vehicles on the road even today. The F-100 had a pretty good run, about 30 years from the 1950s to the 1980s. But once the F-150 rolled out in 1975, the F-100 kind of fell by the wayside a little bit.
What's special about this truck to me is the time frame of when it was used. When my dad won custody of me, I think I was 7, and I quickly associated, if I heard that old Dole exhaust coming down the road, I knew my dad is about to show up. But since we have grown up and he just gets so covered up doing other people's work, probably seemed like just this project that'll never get done. He means a lot to me. He's a selfless man. A role model. I mean, if I'm having a hard time, I'm gonna go to my dad and talk about it. What I'm seeking is wisdom and to do things right. And I know that I'm gonna get that from my dad. We had such good times, and now that it's over, it makes you think, how much time do we have left? And that's a really big question. I think we should ask ourselves that every day, because you're not gonna have your parents forever.
Only 2 Krauses. I hear there are like many more.
My dad had 7 kids. Oh, that's a large number.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm excited to meet you guys. Daniel, Kyle, and you guys are only how far apart?
I think it's like 9 months.
Wow, so are you guys really close?
I think we're pretty close. There were a lot of people that picked on my brother, so I had gotten into a lot of fights because of that.
Really? Why were kids so tough on your brother in school?
And Kyle is a special person.
And what they did, they call me, you're autistic, I don't like you, all that stuff. I don't care what anybody says about me. Brush it off.
I wish we all could have that.
Yeah. So he's definitely got a special place in my heart for that reason.
You knew Kyle, so it's probably normal for you, but a lot of people, I think, especially in that day and age, didn't really know a lot about autism.
I would not know anything at all if it wasn't for my dad asking questions, like figuring out what autism is and what it means.
Your dad sounds like he puts himself last.
He does a lot.
Yeah, thinks of others.
Exactly. When I was about 2 years old, my parents divorced and split. My dad moved up to North Carolina to kind of rebuild his life. And it was rough. I mean, yeah, you had a mom, but she was working. You know, so you're really essentially being raised by your brother. The role models were not there.
Got it.
You know, so
yeah.
Maybe like lots of cussing or like lots of just like not great things in a household. Mom moved up closer to my dad because he did still support the family. Because I mean, you're talking about a single mother with how many mouths to feed? You know, that's tough. And my dad realized, hey, you know, like, let me alleviate that from you, you know, to my mom. And fought for custody, and that was a really big battle. I mean, it lasted for years. Whenever I was a baby to like being 7 years old, I didn't really know what a dad was, because I just didn't have that. Eventually, of course, we did move in with my dad. And whenever I saw the truck in the driveway, like I knew my dad was there. I mean, you're talking about seeing just this boy jumping up and down saying like, oh yeah, you're my dad. I look up to him in a lot of different ways. He's taught me a lot about persevering through those hard times. I mean, because I mean, when you're going through court battle after battle after battle, I mean, that's gotta wear on you. But he knew the impact that he could make in our lives, and he certainly did. And along with my stepmom, Lori is an essential part.
It sounds like your dad really wanted to give you the best life that he could and a chance at a really stable future.
Yeah.
So 2006 was the same year that he was awarded custody?
Yeah.
Okay, and that same year is the year he bought this truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
And restoring that symbol, it's just, I just can't even put words to it. My dad created his own business, Mountain Peak Performance. I think he is one of the best mechanics out there.
So if your dad's working on cars, what's going on with the pickup truck?
He has sacrifices all the time for the family. why can't we give back to them? You know, so we got to do something.
Yeah. Do your other brothers and sisters want to be a part of this build?
Oh my gosh, they have been blowing me up. They knew this is really important, and I want to be a part of that.
I think we should fix it up. I think we should do that.
So exciting, right?
Yep.
It's been described as America's favorite pickup. This generation of the Ford F-100 was introduced in 1967 and lasted until 1983. It was so highly respected that in 1970, Ford surpassed Chevy as the top-selling pickup truck. The F-Series has had 14 generations of evolved engineering that has elevated this truck each year, setting it apart from any other pickup truck in its class. In 1975, the F-150 was born, and its popularity caused the F-100 to be discontinued in the early 80s. But not without leaving a stamp in the heart of America, when you still see so many of these trucks in use and doing what they were built for. Built to last.
I love the body style of the late 60s, early 70s F-100s. 16 years ago, we bought the truck. I found this truck on eBay, and me and another guy got in a bidding war. I scraped together every dime I could, but I won that auction. And the boys grew up riding in the truck.
All right.
It's been sitting here with the tarp on it for a long time, huh?
Yeah, this thing hasn't run like about 6 years.
Can't wait to see what it looks like.
This truck represents a lot of the time that we've shared together.
All right, you want to pull the tarp back with me on this side?
To just pull the tarp off the thing, it's opening that time capsule back up.
High five. High five for the truck, guys. This looks great. I think my favorite part of this truck is just the two-tone paint scheme. That is what is iconic to the 1970s and just separates it from a lot of others in its class. Can I take a look inside?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, it's dirty. Ugh.
Is it kind of like you remember in the inside,
Yes,
Kyle?
yes.
Daniel stored this truck at his house for a long time now, in part because his relationship with it is almost as special as his dad's.
I just remember the first time I saw the truck. I mean, I was just amazed. Just thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I was telling him, you know, man, we can put flames on it over here, and I told him that's gonna be my truck one day,
Aw.
you know?
What do you think it was about this truck that he loved so much?
It's just a really good model and really well built. They just don't build trucks like they used to, you know, really. And of course, if you look in the bed, you can see that we use the bed quite a bit.
Yes.
So throughout the life of the truck, it has been a work truck, nothing but a work truck. Yeah, that's a lot of rust there, some holes and whatnot, so that's probably gonna have to get cut out. We don't say, hey, look at my nice fancy truck. No, this thing is battered and definitely scathed, okay?
Do you think it still runs?
Might take a little bit of patience and send up a prayer or two, but I think this thing might run for us.
All right, let's find out. Fingers crossed, guys. Woo! Yes! Woo! That is a win!
That's it, yep. I'm not gonna lie, starting the truck up was concerning. For one, the transmission. I think this is what decommissioned the truck to begin with. Is that you just about had to top off the transmission every time you went for a drive.
We'll find out more about the condition of the truck once you guys take it over to the shop.
There's probably some things that are gonna be uncovered, pretty serious things, but hey, you know, we're working with it.
We will. We sure will.
All right, I'll see you guys soon.
All right. Alrighty.
For the first time in years, Daniel's driving his father's truck off the property. For the next few weeks, he'll have to keep Dad from coming over and noticing it's missing. But that's only if he can manage to get the truck to the garage in one piece.
Oh man, that's funny. It just runs pretty crappy.
I think he's probably asleep.
We need to wake it up, right?
Oh, look up. Look up.
And the steering is not the straightest thing. Okay, so you'll be driving down the road and you kind of got to do this scissor driving. But once it's restored, I mean, I just see the potential and what this thing will look like. Definitely car show worthy in my mind. I think it'll be better once we really get this thing on the road. What you think, buddy?
I think so too.